Beep, 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 beep. Good morrow, good people, and hello, and welcome to the Court of the Edijester. If you've not already done so, do us a favour, subscribe, would you? Especially if you're on X. I've got lots of X followers, but I haven't got as many on YouTube, so it'd be nice to get a few more. Buy me coffee, usual stuff. But let's crack on. Interesting, we're in December, can you believe it? And that dreadful waste of time that is the economic full stop of Christmas is coming up. To all of you that celebrate, I hope you enjoy it. Me, I'm going to hide away. I'll give you ho, bloody ho, right? Daily Skeptic. As you can see here, we are here at the Daily Skeptic today for an article about an Oxford scientist who is trying to cancel Elon Musk. This is an article from Will Jones on the 30th of September. There she is. Hello, say hello. Right, Oxford scientist, there we go. An Oxford scientist has resigned from the Royal Society in an attempt to get Elon Musk kicked out of the prestigious science body over his support for free speech, climate skepticism, and opposition to woke. The Telegraph has more. So there's a bigger article in the Telegraph. If you want to go and have a look at that, you can see there. As some of science's most eminent figures gather, scientists, eminent figures. Do you know, when I think about the last few years, I don't know whether you're the same, but I think about the last few years, and I think the word science and eminent, I'm struggling with that these days. I never used to be, because I trusted academia. Just because I thought it was like Hogwarts, right? I trusted academia. Now, oh no. No, right? Okay, no. So, as science's most eminent figures gather to celebrate the Royal Society's 362nd anniversary today, one of their number is likely to dominate conversation, despite being several thousand miles away. Now, a lot of the Royal Societies, I've spoken to a few scientists and doctors recently about this, are completely mad, right? Because they've got people in positions that shouldn't be there. They're queer theorists, or they're gender ideologues, or they're into their critical social justice and critical race theory, and it's all this nonsense. So we know that the Royal Societies have succumbed to this cult-like behaviours and the absolute insanity of it all, of woke, you see. So this is interesting, isn't it? That she's decided she's going to have a bit of a, hissy fit and throw her toys out the pram. It continues. Elon Musk, the billionaire Tesla chief, is facing an attempt to oust him, having enraged a section of the society with his skepticism about vaccines and man-made climate change, and his controversial political views, which they believe could bring the institution into disrepute. It's utterly surreal. It's just insane. Some of these Royal Societies have done really crackers things in the last 5 or 6 years, and they've supported the most awful guff, including the trans nonsense and critical race theory and everything else that comes with it. And they think this could bring the institution into disrepute. It just shows you how completely off-piste they are. Completely mad. The row hit the headlines this week when Dorothy Bishop, all right, Dot, how you doing, Dotty? Dorothy Bishop, an Oxford University professor, revealed she had resigned as a Fellow of the Royal Society in protest at Musk's continued membership of the organisation. Highlighting the Society's code of conduct, which requires Fellows to treat each other with courtesy, she said, "I'm not going to be polite and nice to Elon Musk." Well, I imagine he's quaking in his boots, don't you? I'm not going to be nice. So what she says here is, highlighting the Society's code of conduct, which requires Fellows to treat each other with courtesy, she said, "I'm not going to be polite and nice to Elon Musk." And because she said she's not going to be polite and nice to Elon Musk, which obviously breaks the code of conduct of the Royal Society, she's thrown her toys out the pram and left, right? Good, because you said you weren't going to be. Part of the rules is that you would be, you wouldn't be, so you're gone. Ta-da! That's what I say. Well, off you go. In the supposedly sedate, objective, and calculated word of science, this is about as close to high noon as you will get. But not every Fellow of the Royal Society, that's what FRS means there, is the Fellow of the Royal Society, approves of Bishop's decision, and some have told the Telegraph anonymously that they support Musk's fellowship, bestowed on the entrepreneur in 2018 for his technological achievements, most notably in space travel and electric vehicle development. Wonder why she's chosen now. It's been since 2018, and now she's doing it. That's a bit odd, isn't it? It's 2024. A lot's happened since then. He's been very open and blatant about what he does. He's bought X and said why, free speech, etc. Now she's leaving. It's all a bit odd, isn't it, really? Really? Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? Well, there we go. That's just me. They will not voice their support in public, they say, for fear of being ostracised. That's by the likes of Bishop here. In it, Dot, eh? By the likes of Bishop. not least due to the unpopularity of defending Musk's position on climate change. They also believe the Society, the world's oldest scientific academy, which boasts Isaac Newton, which we now know, Isaac Newton, this is fascinating, from an episode of Doctor Who, was black and gay. Charles Darwin and Stephen Hawking, among its former members, should stay out of politics. That's what she's saying. No, that's what they're saying. They should stay out of politics. But again, they are aware that a majority of fellows have been appalled by Musk's support of Donald Trump. This is a bunch of pant-wetting liberals, isn't it? And in particular, his pronouncements condemning the Labour government here in the UK. Is there anybody in their right mind who isn't condemning the Labour government? They're on the run. This is people that are on the run, and they've got people in their ranks who don't agree with their nonsense and probably haven't for years. It's great, isn't it? It's like a civil war at the Royal Society. There's got to be a film in that. Who should direct it? It's small. It's a sort of, contained battle. Oh, he's dead, sadly, but it should have been George Romero, I think. Right? Who'd star in it? That's another question altogether. Who'd play her? I don't know. Sandy, what's her name? Toxology, whatever her name is. Right, she could do it, didn't she? Party of Women. Bye-bye. So, during the riots in the summer, the tycoon wrote on Twitter the platform he owns and is rebranded as X that the civil war was inevitable in the UK, and has since criticised Prime Minister Keir Starmer repeatedly on everything from immigration policy to freedom of speech. And it just felt, Bishop wrote here, it just felt having him in the Royal Society seemed such a contradiction of all the values of the Royal Society. What, like free speech? I didn't really want to have anything to do with it. Bishop wrote on her blog on Monday in an attempt to explain her decision to quit. I just started thinking, the Royal Society seemed to be set up to make it very, very difficult to ever get somebody to resign or to actually get thrown out. And given all I know about Musk, it felt grubby, to be honest, you intellectual snob. The RS Code of Conduct says fellows should have a spirit of openness, courtesy, and cooperation. Uphold the reputation of the society. And not engage in discrimination, harassment, or bullying. Now, Bishop, however, is only prepared to extend courtesy so far. What I said to the Royal Society President, Sir Adrian Smith, and the Executive Director, Dame Julie Maxton, was, I'm not going to be polite and nice to Elon Musk, I'm afraid, so I can't keep to the Code of Conduct. Well said, get out. The Oxford academic lists Musk's crimes as using social media for political propaganda. Wait for it, because wait till we come to the end. Battling what he sees as the woke mind virus and attacks on free speech. Among other offences, Bishop listed Musk's tweet on climate change. In 2023, Musk played down the seriousness of climate change, and in 2024 participated in a bizarre interview with Donald Trump, which dismayed climate experts, Bishop wrote. She's not even vaguely attached to the climate thing, by the way. She's some kind of psychologist, I think. She added, Any pleasure I may take in the distinction of the honour of an FRS is diminished by the fact it is shared with someone who appears to be modelling himself on a Bond villain, a man who has immeasurable wealth and power which he will use to threaten scientists who disagree with him. Right? Okay. The question of Musk's continued fellowship of the Society first arose in August, when 74 fellows wrote to the institution asking whether he was a fit and proper person to hold considerable honour of being a fellow of the Royal Society. Well, that's the list of 74 people you want to kick out. The Society is understood to have taken legal advice in the wake of this letter, but Bishop claims the lawyer determined that Musk hadn't breached the Code of Conduct. How unhappy you must be, Dot. Bishop states that signatories were unhappy with this response and pointed to a 2022 Musk tweet. My pronouns are prosecute Fauci, which they said was anti-vax, anti-look-a-particular. And put Anthony Fauci, the immunologist who headed America's COVID task force under Donald Trump, at further risk following years of attacks from vaccine skeptics. Now, anti-look-a-particular. Right, Dot. Now that you've gone, right, and I don't know what you're going to do. Gardening? Aren't you a psychologist major or something? I don't know what they call these academic people. This smacks of sour grapes, doesn't it? Yep, the tide's turning. So, I thought, but give her her dues. This is a woman who, has a sterling career and will have lots to say about very serious things and will be grounded in scientific understanding and reasoning. That's what I thought. So I went to have a dig around to see what I could find. Ooh, juicy. It's juicy, Lucy. And here's what I found. I found on the website 5books.com, Books for Children, the Royal Society Young People's Book Prize 2024, recommended by Dorothy Bishop. That's Dot we're talking about. The Royal Society Young People's Book Prize recognises the best science books for under 14s. Professor Dorothy Bishop, psychologist and chair of the 2024 judging panel, introduces the wonderful titles on this year's shortlist and explains why she thinks they will inspire children to become scientists. Inspire children to become scientists. Right? Remember those words from Dorothy Bishop. Psychologist wants to inspire children to become scientists. Don't have to say it again, are you going to remember? So off I went, diggity dig, number 1. All bodies are wonderful. You see, it was the rainbow that gave it away. You can see the picture of the rainbow. You can see the picture of the rainbow. Can you see it there? See? So I thought, well, we best have a look at this book. So this woman, Dorothy Bishop, who's upset at Musk and has left the Royal Society in a tantrum, right, recommends a book which says the following. Make sure your children understand the difference between gender identity and gender expression. Confirm that we are assigned both our sex and gender and we don't get to choose. Some people will be happy with this, but others may feel differently. For example, their gender identity may not match their assigned sex. You might feel like a girl, even though other people think you're a boy, and vice versa. You might feel like both or neither, and you might feel differently on different days. It's not unusual. Many people feel like this for some or all of their lives. How can we help everybody to feel that they belong regardless of their gender identity? For example, use their preferred pronouns. Right? Okay, I'm calling it, Dot. You're a quack. Only a quack would believe this. Or I'm wrong. Somebody proved me wrong. Perhaps you made a mistake. Perhaps you didn't read the book. Perhaps you went on and, expounded about the top 5 books for kids in science because the others are quite good. But this one, no. Is that what you're saying you believe in as a scientist? Gender identity, where they slip the soul into the flesh sack and sometimes get it wrong, because that's exactly what this book is telling children. It's also full of critical race theory, by the way, as well as this crap. Gender ideology, critical race theory, queer theory. It's like the whole damn thing's there. So which is it, Dot? Are you absolutely convinced that we need science to be as pure as possible in terms of the search for truth and reality? And you sit there expounding about Musk causing you to leave the Royal Society? Or is the truth that actually you're just an activist? And that you, as an activist, you've had your bum spanked recently by what's going on around the world. And it's going to get spanked again. If I was the Royal Society, those 74 people that put together their complaint, every single one of them would be kicked out. Because this idea is an offence to the Royal Society. It is an offence. It's offensive. Simply that. All right? But on the other hand, I could be mad. So, Dot, quack or not? I'm sure she's lovely. But my God, she's wrong about this. Okay? So you let me know what you think in the Dubris. I'm sure you will. But I thought it was funny. It's the ending. You see? Wait for the end. I'll see you later. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.